So here's a little secret about your next smile makeover. Are you ready? It's that the shade, so how white and how bright your smile is not the only defining factor when you're thinking about a smile. How about being natural? How about a confident smile? How about one that looks symmetrical, right? So in this video today, we're going to talk all about the different criteria that I go through when I design a smile for one of my patients, and so that you can know exactly what to look for in your next smile makeover as well. Let's get into it. Dr. Rouse here, and welcome to the channel where we try to demystify dentistry through technology. And I've been creating smile makeovers with dental veneers for over 15 years. And over that time, I've seen what separates veneers that look amazing from other smile makeovers that they look good, but they don't look quite natural. They don't look quite right for that person. And so today I want to walk you through the 10 most important details. This is just an overview of things that go into designing veneers that looks natural, they look balanced, and customized for you. So let's start with the first one and one of the most important details right now. So the shape, and I think that this is probably one of the ones that people can think about besides shade. And so I wanted to start here. There are several different key shapes that we have listed. One is going to be more of a squared off look. One is going to be one of a more rounded oval look. And then one is sort of what I would consider to be more like the triangular shape that a lot of people have naturally. And I would say the most common, though, if you were to think of one end versus another, it would be round versus very squared off. So that's the shape. Let's get into the next one. The next aspect is translucency. Natural teeth are not solid white. They reflect and they transmit light. So proper translucency adds depth and realism, especially near the edges of the veneers. So without it, veneers can look flat or fake. So we always want to avoid that by having some translucency to our veneers. Definitely something to consider in your next smile makeover. The next thing to think about when you're considering a smile makeover is how broad of a smile are you going to have. One of the things that we don't want is to necessarily have a smile that looks like it's narrow. So even if it would be lighter color and the shape looks better, if the smile looks narrow, it doesn't have that full balanced look to it. So the space that we call it is the buccal corridor, but that's at the corners of your mouth. What you want to do is make sure that you get veneers far enough back that you can make the smile look nice and round all the way around. So you have this big, broad, commanding smile. When you walk into the room, everyone will tell, oh, they didn't just have some of their teeth done. They've actually gotten their entire smile whitened. And so you'll see this when you look at the red carpet, you look at famous people. They get smile makeovers, means they go all the way from one side all the way to the other. And the fourth thing to think about is the proportion. We call that the golden ratio. It's basically in relationship to the rest of your face, which is a big theme for me, which is how your smile relates to the rest of your face. There's proportions that happen naturally within nature. And so one of the things that we want to do with a smile is mimic that, so that your front teeth, your second from your front teeth, your canines, so on and so forth, look balanced with each other. This is one of the key differentiators, the golden ratio, when we talk about a balanced, well-proportioned smile. So very, very important. The veneer cement is definitely an aspect of veneers that is really overlooked a lot of times. Patients don't realize that there are different cements. They just think, hey, can you glue my veneers on for me? And not all cements are created equal. They have different shades as well. So very, very important there. Veneers are different thicknesses. So the thinner the veneer, the more important it is which veneer cement is selected. So the final color is actually a combination not just of the veneer, but the veneer and the cement. Very important in your next smile makeover, and definitely makes the list of one of the things that I would consider if I were you. Obviously, shade is very important to patients. They usually come in just, already with that term locked in their brain on exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for something brighter, but how bright? So the question is not about brighter, it's about exactly which shade do we want. So we want to be specific when we select a shade. And again, a lot of times that comes down to you, the most important part of the process, which is skin tone and just usually your eyes, believe it or not, how your teeth, the first thing people see are your eyes, second thing is your smile. So it's really important that your teeth, the shade of your teeth, go with the whites of your eyes. And yeah, the smile is very, very important in terms of facial harmony and the shade as well. If you get something that's too white, it might look fake. If you get something that's too dark, obviously you're like, well, if I'm going to invest in my teeth, I want them to be bright. And so we have an entire way of figuring out exactly which shade that we're going to go with for you. So let's get into the next aspect of a smile makeover now. Inclination is another aspect of smile makeovers that a lot of patients don't think about. This is maybe what some patients might call flaring of the teeth, or something where the teeth look like they're at the wrong angle, and they just don't know how to discuss it with a dentist. But it's one of the things that we would love to be able to handle up front in the way that we design the veneers, so that we don't have to deal with problems later on where a patient will say, well, these teeth look like they're too flared out, they don't look like they're right for my face. And so that all again goes into, we're not just designing teeth, we're designing a smile that goes along with your face. So very important, and definitely one of the criteria here, and we will get into the next one. All right, so this is definitely one of my favorites, and this is the cant of the teeth, and this is basically, like someone might say, a crooked smile. We definitely don't want that, right? So how can we design that into a smile before we ever get started, to make sure that with your face it doesn't look like your teeth are straight, but sort of having that stair step effect? And we can show an example here in this picture. But if you've ever seen something, most patients just say crooked. We actually have technical terms for it and ways to try to figure that out. Like an architect, before we ever start the building, we want to make sure that it's designed correctly. So the cant is very important. Let's get into the next one here. All right, so how about the length? The length of your veneers. If they are too long, they look, Bucky Beaver. If they're too short, then they look like they're worn down. So what we want is a youthful looking smile makeover, and especially if you're investing in veneers, you want them to be proportionate with your face. And so we don't want them to look too aggressive. We don't want them to look off. Otherwise, your smile looks fake. So is a huge component of having a natural looking smile is the length of each veneer in the smile makeover needs to be perfect. And we will have a separate video on exactly how we build that in, and the key things to look for with your next smile makeover in terms of length. Let's get into the next part here. All right, and last but not least, we are going to say the gums, because the gums are actually one of the most overlooked things when it comes to veneers. And so the gums are actually the frame of the teeth, the border of the teeth, where the veneers end. And so the better the gums look, the healthier the gums look, the more sculpted the gums look, the better your smile is going to look. And so we need them to look like they're at the right levels, so that your veneers look like they're at the right levels. So we will definitely have an entire video about how we try to make sure that the gums are at the proper length, and what to do if your gums are not. And so that is a huge component of veneers, and not to be overlooked. So huge part there. All right, and that is it for the list. And so, if you are considering veneers, a new smile makeover, understanding these details will get you the basics of the confidence on how to discuss some of the right questions to ask and get that conversation going when you go to do a veneer consultation. If you are interested in more information, though, in-depth information about each one of these aspects, if one of these stood out to you, feel free to watch that video in the playlist here and watch them all. If you'd like to, I would love to have you join us here in some of the other videos about smile makeovers. If you would like to have a written version and you would like to just get into the ebook, the free ebook that we have, click the link below. It'll take you right there so that you can get all of the smile design concepts, everything that we talk about, and a checklist here of what to look for in your next smile makeover. Feel free to like and subscribe these videos. We would really appreciate it. And we're always happy to have you join us for talking about smiles, technology. And until we see you in the next video, we hope you keep smiling. Take care.